Hey, restaurant pros, do you want to know the secret to restaurant business growth? I bet you think it's all about increasing your sales. What if I told you that's all wrong? What if I told you that your mindset is the key? Stay with me and I'll share with you what my most successful restaurant owner members have in common and has allowed them to explode their bottom line, give them time away from their operations, and put them in a place of gratitude. I'm David Scott Peters, restaurant expert, coach, and creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula, and I've been coaching restaurant owners since 2003, and I'm really glad you're here to learn. Let's talk about what you need to change in order to grow your business. Hey, before I get into this, if you like tips and tricks like this, and you want to hear more, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, oh yeah, that bell so you're notified when my next video tip comes out. And for more tips and tricks for running a profitable restaurant or to hear restaurant owner success stories, make sure you tune into my podcast, Restaurant Prosperity Formula, found on all the popular podcasting services. I hope I got your attention because I'm really going to share with you what real restaurant growth starts with. It starts with you becoming the leader your restaurant needs. It starts with you changing the role in your business. It starts with how you see the world around you and ultimately what kind of mindset you possess. The good news is that no matter where you find yourself, you can duplicate exactly what successful restaurant owners have done in the past and make it your future. Restaurant growth starts with a growth mindset. So let's initially talk about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is when you're in a position of any challenge that comes your way, you see as a huge obstacle. Like, oh, I don't know how to do that, so it's somebody else's fault. I don't know how to do that. It's going to take me too much energy to learn. I'm just going to give up. Hey, there's a challenge in front of me. I don't know what to do about it. I know exactly what I should be doing. I don't need to learn anything else. Nothing's changed in my business. You're fixed on what you know. You have fear in your everyday view of the world and your restaurant. You want to blame others. It's never you. Versus a growth mindset says, hey, here's a challenge. I can outlearn it. I can outwork it. I will figure it out. It may cost me money. It may cost me time, but there's nothing that's going to stop me because I see nothing but potential in front of me. So when we talk about a growth mindset and you really put that into play, when you start to see the world around you differently, a growth mindset changes how you look at the world. It really does. Instead of seeing everything as a challenge that stops you dead in your track, you see nothing but opportunity. See, a growth mindset allows you to understand how important managers are. Because instead of going, oh, my managers are horrible, I've tried managers in the past and so on and so forth, you realize how critical they are to helping you grow your business, to allow you not to be there 24/7. A growth mindset allows you to understand the importance of systems, that there's a system, a process, a way to doing anything and everything, from budgets to creating your plan for success, to counting out a bar door the same way every single time, to something advanced like dollars per labor hour worked. There's a system, a process, a way allowing you to impose your will without being there, training people to your expectations, the how well, the buy when. A growth mindset allows you to understand the importance of accountability. That just because you put these systems in place, just because you have the mindset, if you're not willing to hold people accountable to your standards, then nothing gets done your way. And you don't look at it as a negative, I'm going to hold you accountable. You look at it as a positive, that if I train you what your job is, how to do it, how well it should be done, more important by when, I can hold you answerable because you know exactly my expectations. A growth mindset allows you to see how you're the solution to all your challenges. That it's not somebody else. It's your fault if something's going wrong. It's your challenge to learn. It's your challenge to become the leader your restaurant needs. And because you accept that with a growth mindset, not as a negative, but an opportunity to learn, you go learn, you become better, you change. See, I see this in action on a weekly basis with my coaching members. This is exactly what we work on in our Restaurant Transformation Group coaching program. You may have heard me talk about Emmy. We've been working together for almost 2 years now. at the beginning of the pandemic, just completely struggling, not a lot of experience, $7,000 in bank account. And then in the middle of the pandemic, had $70,000 in a bank account, time away from her business. The labor shortage hit and continued to have these challenges that just like everybody else, but never saw it as something to stop her. She has just recently rechanged her menu, trimmed down 70 menu items. She's worked with her implementer, her GM, to make change in the business, train new supervisors, take chances on young supervisors, and finding the growth opportunities there, as well as starting to see the ability to leave her business again because that labor shortage is real. See, instead of looking at it and stopping her dead in the tracks, everything's an opportunity. It's a reason to learn to change. She's grateful. Brianna and Jonathan, I've talked about them quite a bit. I just saw them at Pizza Expo a couple weeks ago at the time I'm recording this, and we had drinks by the pool. And Jonathan, in just a couple drinks deep, was so grateful for the time that we've worked together, that he and his wife went from doing everything themselves to bringing on a high-level general manager who's been stellar and accelerating, to implementing systems, budgets, accountability. They've exploded their sales. They've exploded the number of hours they work. Their catering's going like gangbusters. Yes, they're suffering from the labor shortage just like everybody else, but don't see it as a challenge. They're not willing to shut down or go backwards. They're trying to find ways to become more efficient, from their menu to operations to holding management accountable, even to a point where they had to make a tough call before they went to Pizza Expo and let a chef go because he was the best line cook they had. But they would, in the old days, would not be able to see those opportunities because they see their business as with a growth mindset. They see everything as an opportunity, not just a challenge. And they're grateful for the time we've spent together and what they've learned and they've implemented. Again, at Pizza Expo, I met, and you may have heard me talk about Brian. Brian is very successful, started as a general manager, bought into his business, and has exploded it. But when we first met during the pandemic, thought, I don't know where I'd be. We had dinner at Pizza Expo. His concept is not pizza, but he wanted to get back to pizza. He had experience there. And at the time, it put in an implementer, started to trust managers, put systems in place that from par levels and ordering and budgets out of his head and into a system to allow his implementer, his daughter, to put these things in place, develop her management team, is spending time away from the business, is traveling, doing things, and now has enough money in the bank that on his own can finance his own new concept, a pizza place that he's opening. He's grateful for the time we've spent together because he has changed his mindset. I want to tell you about Sue, Jeff, and Spencer. As a family, have this incredible brew pub. I've talked about them in the past. I have nothing but mad respect. No restaurant experience, opened the business, used a chef consultant who made this incredible chefy menu with individual ingredients, high prep, high cost, just really put them in a position for failure. Well, we worked on putting in systems, budgets, training, management, getting to a place where we could analyze their menu because they had recipe costing cards and realized we had to spend $40,000 on a wood-fired pizza oven so they could add something low-cost, high perceived value they could charge for it. They hired a chef consultant. They changed their menu and dwindled it down to those things that could operate and make them money and reduce prep and be able to train and do all these things. And they truly have changed their lives to where they have literally saved their business. Instead of looking at it as this major obstacle we should close, it's almost impossible during a pandemic and through now into a labor shortage. They're grateful for what they've learned and what they've put in place, and they see a bright future because, by goodness, the last time worked on the budget, there is more than hope. They can make money, pay off huge debt that they had to open up. That's what a growth mindset can do. I want to tell you about Gina. I've talked about Gina. I've been trying to get Gina on a podcast forever. You know, some people just don't like it to be on camera, on microphone. But the truth is, this is one of the sharpest people I know. We've worked together on and off over the years, my old company and now my new company. And she's in a family business where it's very difficult to communicate with the matriarch, her mom, who is a successful restaurant operator. Gina was afraid of her numbers. She was managing and doing everything herself. And over the time, we were able to shift her mindset into here's budgets and loving her numbers and measuring. Being able to talk about how important management is and an implementer. And watching her take time off and finding time to start working out again because she was a bodybuilder and she had lost that and the joy it brought her. Yes, they're suffering from a labor shortage like everybody else, but they're learning to shift people around, train people, think outside the box. And she's grateful for the opportunities that are in front of her, even though there are challenges every day. Let me tell you about Mike. Mike is one of these people that is an incredible entrepreneur, multiple businesses in different areas, as well as multiple restaurants. And Mike's grateful for the ability to have us train his manager to become an implementer, to put her in an operations role to take over the restaurant part of his business, because as an entrepreneur, he sees opportunity, wants to grab them. And instead of stopping dead in his tracks, he's grateful to have somebody like me to bounce ideas off and grow his business instead of being alone. He's grateful because he has a growth mindset. And finally, I want to talk about Ty. Ty and I met through the internet, if you will. Sounds kind of like we're in a dating app, but no, through the internet, because he was overseas and had to come home to help his parents change their business because of COVID and other things that had happened in their lives. And again, patriarchs running things the old way, having managers in the wrong spot, literally from one who belonged in a higher role and another one that needed to shift to a different role. And Ty's grateful for the opportunity to have the common language for the business for everybody to follow, the ability to identify where his good people belong, to be able to communicate with his parents, so much so that he's changed their trajectory and improved the restaurant so much they're looking at another business in another industry. See, this is what a great growth mindset does. See, if you want to change your mindset, if you want to be in a position of growth, or you want to start to leverage the mindset you already have because you're like, hey, I have a growth mindset. Let's get on a call and find out if my restaurant transformation intensive group coaching program is right for you. See, it's not right for everybody. I'm not right for everybody, but I can tell you if we are a match, right? The sky's the limit. It's unbelievable the changes that my members are making during a pandemic, during a labor shortage. The fact of the matter is, when times are good, when times are bad, someone with a growth mindset sees opportunity at every corner. Yes, they suffer from the same challenges you have. High food cost, high labor cost, not finding enough employees, the challenge to train people, hold them accountable, put systems in place. But that's why they came for coaching. Whether you call it coaching, mentorship, having an advisor, the fact is you're not alone. When you can learn a proven system, process, a way to change your business, when you can have help to shift your mindset from fixed to growth, when you can have somebody help train your team with you, that you're not just the only expert in your business, things really, really change. I'm going to tell you right now, I would love to help you obtain restaurant prosperity, which is freedom from your restaurant and the financial freedom you deserve. So if you want to get on a call, if you want to see if I'm right, and if I can help you achieve growth mindset and the goals and dreams you have for your business, click on the link below in the description. Schedule a discovery call with me today. If you're tired of not being able to leave your restaurant because no one else knows how to run it, I want to make sure you know it doesn't have to be that way. You can leave your restaurant. It is possible to build a team of people who know how you want the restaurant to run with trained and responsible people in place. You can give yourself time away. What would you do if you had time away from your restaurant? Would you sleep better? Would your relationships improve? Would you feel more relaxed? These are all things you deserve to experience as a business owner. It's why we own our own businesses. If you would like to learn how to own a restaurant that doesn't depend on you to be successful, click the link in the description to watch a free video to learn exactly what you have to do. Also, be sure to subscribe to get my weekly tips and watch these 2 videos to get more information and guidance for running a successful restaurant.